All right, hopefully third time's the charm having to film this because these little video ads is messing stuff up. But Central Ohio business owners hoping for more applicants now that unemployment benefits are up. Whatever platform you're on, if you want to like and subscribe or follow, that'd be great. If you want to financially support me, I got a subscribe star, so we'll get into this. Let's try recording this again. Unemployment benefits were much needed help for those in need. Now that Ohio has extended the extra $300 a week for claimants, businesses are hoping more people apply. So I believe the extra $300 ended on the 26th of June, and now with that, people are hoping that more people will actually come back to work. We'll get into it more in here, but it's essentially like these very high unemployment benefits during a pandemic have been incentivizing people essentially not to work. They got paid as much, if not more in some circumstances, to not work than to work. And there's issues about people trying to come back in the workforce and demanding crazy prices to work jobs that can't do it. And if the business tried to pay them that much, they'd go out of business because they wouldn't be able to make a profit. And people don't understand that the business need to make a profit to stay in business, or they'll go out of business. Then if you don't have people making this stuff, there's no stuff to buy. You can't just have the government print unlimited money. I think, what was it, 25 or 30% of all U.S. currency has been printed within the last 12 months. That's the reason inflation is going crazy. Lumber's going high, housing's going high, gas is starting to go high again, food's going high. I think meat and stuff is going high as well. This came out on the 28th here. Today is now technically July 2nd. Columbus, Ohio. Unemployment benefits have been a safety net for many during the pandemic. I've heard that you can just be hey, I'm afraid of working with Corona out and about, and you can just get unemployment because of this. The federal pandemic employment compensation program that paid an extra $300 a week to claimants receiving unemployment ended in Ohio on Saturday. Is it Wana Williams Cake Shop, Jay's Sweet Treats and Wedding Cakes could use more hands on deck. So we're in desperate need of employees. So right now we have 4. We did recently hire 3, Williams said. Williams says she and the others have to sometimes work on off days to keep up with orders. They are getting applicants, but they're running across unrealistic demands with wages. We start cake decorators at $15 to $15.50 an hour, depending on experience. I interviewed a girl last week that was asking for $25 an hour. We can't do that and keep our doors open, she said. That's the thing, they can only pay but so much. And I love how people on the left and these socialists and communists and Marxists you gotta pay them a living wage. 15's living, no, 20, no, they just keep raising what a living wage is. And if you look to the entire globe as a whole, you know what a living wage is per day? $2. 3 billion people live on about $2 a day. A lot in China, Africa, I believe South America. A huge amount of people live on roughly about $2 a day. So when people say they want a living wage, tell them, oh, you want $2 a day? I got you. But the thing is, when you count the globe as a whole, anybody making $32,400 a year USD equivalent is in the top 1% of the world. Now, I believe when you get into just America itself, it's 400,000 at that point is considered the top 1%. But when you're looking globally, it's 32,000. There's all these people complaining about stuff while they're with their smartphones drinking coffee they went and picked up, living in a place that's like air conditioning, and they're complaining they don't have, like, I don't know, like the newest car or something like that. This is a problem other businesses have been experiencing as well for the last few months. Ron Jordan, the owner of Hen Quarter, said once health orders dropped, he was able to hire about 40 new employees, but they only kept about half of that because the quality suffered. I think a lot of people that were seasoned veterans that have been in the game for a long time, I think a lot of them took that time during COVID while they were getting extended unemployment benefits to go and get training and certifications in different fields, Jordan said. What are you doing under there? 10 TV emailed Thomas Betty with the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. We wanted to know if businesses are seeing more applicants because unemployment benefits run out. He emailed back saying right now it's too early to tell, but he did say Ohioans filled 12,953 initial traditional unemployment claims last week. That's nearly 3,000 less than the week before. So it seems like that certain benefit of the 300 extra a week ran out. So I'm kind of wondering how long the actual things are going to like run through the summer or to the end of the summer. Because there's probably going to be people that are going to like milk it as long as they can. Then at some point they may be forced to get a job, and they'll be, because of this these like unemployment benefits, there have been like people being like, see, the government can pay like a UBI, like a universal basic income, saying like everybody should get like $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Like they should be getting just money. That the government should just be printing money. Like, why can't they print more money? All the government has to do is just print more money. Then these people, I don't know if they've like lived in a bubble their entire life, or like maybe they're just like city dwellers that have lived in the city their entire life. Because I grew up kind of out in the country. I live kind of in the city now. I've kind of like been around the world a little bit. I've been like Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and all that stuff. So I've been around a little bit, and it seems like these people like don't have the comprehension that if you just print masses, if the government just prints like massive amounts of dollars, but there's not actual like substance like backing it up, that's going to be bad. It's going to be like, was it Weimar Republic? It's going to be like, I think it's Venezuela, where they kept like increasing the like, where they had like $5 million notes or something like that. Like, it's not good. Like bailing people out when they shouldn't really be bailed out and printing more money is not good, because that's just like the government makes nothing. All the government does is take. The people that work, and the more they work, the more the government wants to take from them in the form of taxes and give to the people that work less or none. And that's like with the unemployment that's going into like Section 8 and food stamps and welfare and all this stuff. If you're on it for a short period of time to get on your feet, that's fine. But people that are on this for like decades at a time and just like live on government assistance, that are able to work, that are like not disabled or anything like that, is just, they like grow into this like state of mind that like they don't have to do anything and they're entitled to stuff, which is a horrible thing to get a people or a group of people into. Williams is optimistic those numbers will continue to decline and more helping hands come through her doors. We're hoping that they start to file in and be hired, because we certainly are going to hire them. Williams said the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services said it won't have new data on the issue until August. And I also believe too, for like most of this time, you can just be on unemployment without having to like look for a job. I think only recently they made it a requirement that you have to like fill out, maybe it's like 2 or 3 applications a week. Because before, during the pandemic, it was like you can just be unemployed and not really search for anything and get paid for it. Because I think some people were making like I want to say some people were making like 600 a week, which is like 2,400 a month, which is probably more than other people make working. So, I mean, more like the other article I was talking about where people like, it mentioned it here that like people were like taking time to, they were like using that time and that essentially like free money to like try to transition themselves into another job they're wanting to do. Which people working better jobs for better money is good, but I just don't like the idea of people, and there's always going to be people to like take advantage of stuff. Like there's issues with like people, or the government was doing like the PPE loans. Like if you're like sole proprietor or business and all this stuff, you can get like $10,000 to help pay payroll. And there's been like reports that there were like people that like fraudulently did that. And now like it's either the IRS or the government, or whatever's like going to come after them and like get them essentially. But going to that, I'm gonna post this on YouTube, Facebook, Minds, Gab, BitChute. Is what I got going now. At some point, I may get like a Minds Pro, and it can be its own like standalone website and stuff. From what I understand, there's a Gabs Pro, which some point later down the road I might possibly get, because you can't post natively onto Gabs without having Gabs Pro. I think it's like a couple $100, but I can post the links for now. But I'm trying to like post stuff natively onto different sites to like kind of disseminate information out in case like, instead of like posting everything onto YouTube and say YouTube doesn't like your video and they just like nuke your channel, then all those links you have spread out everywhere are like done for. So this is kind of like, I'm doing this, trying to do this again daily, just to try to get information out about news topics or articles or things that like interest me in the meantime. But if you want to help me, subscribe star. I'm still trying to get designs for Teespring and get some of those up as well. But I think that's it for this video. Hopefully this one turns out great and I don't have to like redo it again. So, all right, later.